The National Electrical Code, or NEC, addresses the handling of abandoned wiring within a premises. Specifically, NEC 2020 Section 300.15 Code provides guidance on this matter. The core requirement is that abandoned cables must either be removed from the premises entirely or have their ends properly terminated within junction boxes or other suitable enclosures. This termination method must be approved by the authority having jurisdiction, or OJ. Abandoned cables, in the context of the NEC, refer to installed conductors and cables that are no longer in use and are not connected to any electrical equipment or circuit. These cables can pose several potential hazards if left unaddressed. Firstly, abandoned cables contribute to fire loading within a building. The insulation and jacket materials of these cables are often combustible, and in the event of a fire, they can significantly increase the intensity and spread of flames. Secondly, abandoned cables can create confusion and safety risks for electricians and other workers who may later need to work on the electrical systems. It can be difficult to distinguish between active and abandoned cables, leading to accidental contact with live circuits or misidentification of circuits during troubleshooting. Thirdly, abandoned cables can introduce electromagnetic interference, or ME, into the electrical system. These unused conductors can act as antennas, picking up stray electromagnetic signals and potentially disrupting the performance of sensitive electronic equipment. NEC Section 300.15 Code provides two acceptable methods for dealing with abandoned cables. Firstly, complete removal from the premises. This is the preferred method as it eliminates all the potential hazards associated with abandoned cables. When removing cables, it is important to follow safe work practices and to properly dispose of the materials in accordance with local regulations. Secondly, proper termination within junction boxes or other enclosures. If it is not feasible to remove the cables, they must be terminated in a manner that prevents them from creating hazards. This typically involves cutting the cables to a manageable length, stripping the insulation from the ends, and then capping or connecting them to approved terminals within a junction box or enclosure. The enclosure must be securely fastened and labeled to indicate that it contains abandoned cables. The requirement for approval by the AHJ is an important aspect of NEC Section 300.15 Code. The AHJ is the local electrical inspector or other authority responsible for enforcing the NEC within a specific jurisdiction. They have the authority to interpret the code and to approve alternative methods for complying with its requirements. Before terminating abandoned cables, it is advisable to consult with the AHJ to ensure that the proposed method is acceptable. The AHJ may have specific requirements for termination methods, labeling, or documentation. In addition to the requirements of NEC Section 300.15 Code, other sections of the NEC may also be relevant to the handling of abandoned cables. For example, NEC Section 110.12 requires that electrical equipment be installed in a neat and workmanlike manner. This includes properly supporting and securing cables and avoiding unnecessary clutter. Abandoned cables that are not properly supported or that create clutter may be considered a violation of this requirement. Similarly, NEC Section 310.15 addresses the ampacity of conductors. Abandoned cables, even though they are not in use, can still affect the ampacity of nearby active conductors. If abandoned cables are bundled together with active conductors, they can reduce the ability of the active conductors to dissipate heat, potentially leading to overheating and insulation damage. Therefore, it is important to consider the impact of abandoned cables on the ampacity of nearby conductors when designing and installing electrical systems. In summary, NEC Section 300.15 Code requires that abandoned cables be either removed from the premises or properly terminated in approved enclosures. This requirement is intended to prevent fire hazards, confusion, and electromagnetic interference. Compliance with this requirement is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. When dealing with abandoned cables, it is important to follow safe work practices, consult with the AHJ, and consider the impact on other aspects of the electrical system. Proper identification and documentation of abandoned cables are also important for future reference. This may involve creating a detailed wiring diagram or labeling the cables with their original function. By following these guidelines, it is possible to effectively manage abandoned cables and to maintain a safe and efficient electrical system. Furthermore, it's important to understand the reasoning behind these requirements. Electrical codes like the NEC are not arbitrary. They are developed and refined over time based on experience, research, and analysis of electrical incidents. The requirements related to abandoned wiring stem from a desire to prevent hazards and ensure the long-term safety and functionality of electrical systems. Leaving abandoned wiring in place can create confusion for future electricians or technicians who may not realize the wires are no longer in service. This can lead to accidental energization of the wires, creating a shock hazard. Even if the wires are de-energized, they can still pose a risk if they become damaged or exposed, potentially creating a fire hazard. By requiring the removal or proper termination of abandoned wiring, the NEC aims to minimize these risks and create a safer environment for electrical workers and building occupants. The requirement for termination in junction boxes or enclosures is also significant. This ensures that the ends of the abandoned wires are properly insulated and protected from physical damage. It also provides a clear and identifiable point where the wires can be located and accessed if needed in the future. The AHA role in approving termination methods is crucial. The AHA has the knowledge and experience to assess the specific circumstances of each installation and determine whether the proposed termination method is adequate. They may consider factors such as the type of wiring, the location of the wiring, and the potential for future modifications to the electrical system. Their approval ensures that the termination method meets the highest standards of safety and reliability. In addition to the NEC, other codes and standards may also apply to the handling of abandoned wiring. For example, local building codes may have specific requirements for the removal or disposal of electrical waste. Environmental regulations may also restrict the types of materials that can be used for termination or enclosure. It is important to be aware of all applicable codes and regulations before beginning any work on abandoned wiring. When removing abandoned wiring, it is essential to follow safe work practices. This includes energizing the circuit, wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, and using proper tools and techniques. It is also important to avoid damaging any adjacent wiring or equipment. If the abandoned wiring is located in a difficult-to-access area, it may be necessary to consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that the work is performed safely and effectively. In some cases, it may be more cost-effective to simply abandon the wiring in place and terminate it properly. However, this decision should be made carefully, considering the potential risks and benefits. If the wiring is located in an area where it is likely to be disturbed in the future, it may be better to remove it completely. Ultimately, the best approach to dealing with abandoned wiring will depend on the specific circumstances of each installation. However, by following the requirements of the NEC and other applicable codes and standards, it is possible to minimize the risks and ensure the safety and reliability of electrical systems. Furthermore, consider the impact of abandoned wiring on the overall aesthetics of the building. Exposed or tangled wires can be unsightly and detract from the appearance of the space. By removing or properly concealing abandoned wiring, you can improve the overall visual appeal of the building. Another important consideration is the potential for future modifications to the electrical system. If the abandoned wiring is located in an area where new circuits may be needed in the future, it may be wise to remove it completely. This will make it easier to install new wiring and avoid any potential conflicts with the abandoned wiring. In conclusion, the NEC requirements regarding abandoned wiring are essential for maintaining safe and reliable electrical systems. Whether you choose to remove the wiring or terminate it in place, it is important to follow the applicable codes and standards and to consult with a qualified electrician if needed. By taking these steps, you can minimize the risks and ensure the long-term safety and functionality of your electrical system. Also, remember to document any abandoned wiring that is terminated in place. This documentation should include the location of the wiring, the date it was abandoned, and the reason for abandoning it. This information will be valuable for future electricians or technicians who may need to work on the electrical system. Consider using a labeling system to identify abandoned wiring. This can help to prevent confusion and ensure that the wiring is not accidentally energized in the future. The label should be clear and easy to read, and they should be attached securely to the wiring. Regular inspections of electrical systems can help to identify abandoned wiring and other potential hazards. These inspections should be performed by a qualified electrician who is familiar with the NEC and other applicable codes and standards. During the inspection, the electrician should look for any signs of damaged or deteriorated wiring, as well as any abandoned wiring that is not properly terminated. Finally, stay up to date on the latest changes to the NEC and other electrical codes and standards. The NEC is updated every 3 years, and it is important to be aware of any changes that may affect your electrical system. You can stay informed by attending industry events, reading trade publications, and consulting with a qualified electrician. By taking these proactive steps, you can ensure that your electrical system is safe, reliable, and compliant with all applicable codes and standards. Remember that electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By following the NEC requirements and taking other appropriate precautions, you can help to prevent electrical accidents and protect yourself and others from harm.